Welcome to the virtual book circle featuring Richard Brodie's Virus of the Mind, the new science of the meme. We're here to discuss more of Chapter 1, which we've been talking about in our previous video.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we are.
All right, let's roll.
Okay. Well, I was looking at, and I'm going to just mention too that we have different versions of the book, so we might be talking about, page numbers. I'll try to remember to talk about mine is the hardcover.
Yes, because I have the soft cover.
I was kind of looking at page 14 of what's in the hardcover is where he talks about social issues that don't go away, and that just kind of jumped out at me. And and as I started thinking about that, and I'll see if I can articulate it as clearly as it was coming to me earlier, the whole idea of cultural issues, it's like around like world hunger, around education for every child, around homelessness, or how many other social issues that we can think of. How many of those, and probably most of them to me, are driven by, or they're kept in place by memes. So like memes kind of, in my mind, kind of define like the rules around those things that define kind of the boxes or the containers. And what happens if we allow ourselves to expand those memes and, or just to kind of entertain the possibility that, or look at what are the memes that are defining it and what would happen if we like took the lid off the box or something like that.
Right. And what that brings up for me too is how are they being put out there that is either keeping them very alive, keeping the meme very alive
like
socially, or what is stagnating them, like we're becoming so inundated with something that it becomes like we become complacent around it.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Kind of almost like an inoculation. If you think of a meme as a virus, it's like it's almost like we get inoculated, so our body is no longer sensitive to the issue because we keep hearing all of these. I don't know, just a lot that came up.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues, political issues, that seem to jump up for me right now as we're talking about this, because this is the social arena, and it really pushes a lot of my buttons around memes when I hear rhetoric around things such as immigration or language policy. Coming from California several years ago, there was legislation passed around English only. And the memes around that were so strong and so socially charged, and it wasn't really looking at the way multiple languages add value to a culture. It was about the threat of languages other than English.
Wow.
And so the memes were around the threat. And that just kept us down. To me, in my opinion, that just keeps us in a box.
And keeps us in separation from
Yes.
different cultures and stuff too, and when it's enforced by a governmental level.
Yes.
And that's where we can have the awareness that in politics, those are the ones that have to be very good at creating memes.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah.
It's like a sales job.
The agenda.
Yeah, the agenda.
Yeah.
You have to sell these ideas to a public that may not be that well informed. So how do you package them in a way that's very appealing? And I would imagine it's very similar to the process that advertising executives use or professionals use in creating advertising campaigns. And they may not even know that they're using memes per se, but they are really professional at influencing how people think and what they do as a result of the language that's being used.
Yes, and that's where, once again, we're saying one of the reasons we're so excited about this book is it's bringing this awareness of looking at what is running us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exposing it. So what I'd like to invite everyone to do too who's watching this video is start to pay attention to some of the rules that are creating containers around some of the structures in your life, whether it's the school system, whether it's the family even, and look about whether or not to kind of pull back in what you brought out in the last video is what is your real truth, and are those the rules that you really want that serve whatever it is, that you're looking at, and start to question the government, start to question, where the rules are coming from and where the beliefs are coming from.
That's where it was really exciting growing up when we did during the revolution time, the rebel time of the 60s, because it didn't matter how old you were. I remember being in grade school. I mean, we were having sit-ins because it was what you did. If you weren't happy with something, that's what you did. You rebelled, and it feels like some of that energetic is coming back.
Very cool.
So join us for the next one. We'd love to have you back and come visit our blog.
And leave some comments.
Yeah, leave some
comments. Let us know what you're thinking.
Okay, so visit us at www.virtualbookcircle/virus of the mind. And we so look forward to seeing you there. Until our next video, ta-ta.
See you again.
See you again.